Asteroid City is out in theaters, latest movie from director Wes Anderson, starring absolutely everybody in Hollywood. I mean, seriously, the cast is so insane for this film. It would take me a couple of good minutes to just read through it, so I'm not even going to do that. This new film takes its title from Asteroid City, a fictional small settlement in the middle of nowhere American desert in the 1950s, where a bunch of oddball characters converge coincidentally and then are forced to stay there for about a week as a result of an alien encounter prompting the government to enforce a quarantine. And they interact with each other, they meet each other, they sort of are forced to establish relationships. But the conceit is that this isn't the real story, that this is the whole premise is that the whole premise that we're watching unfold in Asteroid City is a play written by a character played by Edward Norton, and time and again we sort of jump out of the colorful story into a black and white scenes exploring the creation of the play, the writing process, the casting of the actors, the doubts and obstacles that arise. So it's very much a story within a story type situation, something that Wes Anderson has done before. I mean, in Grand Budapest Hotel, it was literally a story being told to a character in the film, or The French Dispatch, which was a series of news articles written for a fictional newspaper. Now, I was very excited for this film because I love Wes Anderson's style, I love the actors he works with, and from the marketing, from the trailer, this looks to be another beautiful, quirky, adorable film. And I'm very sorry to say this, but I didn't enjoy it quite as much. I struggled to get into it. I found it boring and meandering and unfocused, and I feel that I didn't really even understand what it was meant to be about. I also have to admit that I struggled with the double layer concept. I felt that in this case it just constantly took my attention away from the story I was more interested in, which was the actual Asteroid City story, and everything outside of that felt largely pointless in the end and very self-indulgent, with the exception of maybe one scene with Margot Robbie, which I liked. I think there's too many different characters in the film, and as a result, none of them really become the focus of the story. I think that there isn't really even that much of a story to speak of, just a collection of scenes. Now, I will say this, some of those scenes individually are really well done and enjoyable. I loved the entire dynamic between Jason Schwartzman and Scarlett Johansson and their conversations through the windows. I loved the alien encounter scene. I thought that was terrific. I liked the car mechanic gag, which I found really funny. And I liked the sort of unlikely friendship striking between the cowboys and one of the schoolboys. And the entire film is, of course, gorgeous to look at. The cinematography, the camera work, set design, costumes, hairstyles. It's absolutely spectacular. But again, at the end of the day, it feels like a beautiful container that's empty inside. I found nothing to connect with. And a lot to be annoyed by. I think it's my least favorite Wes Anderson film to date, and I think he went too far in the self-indulgence and pretentiousness direction. Now, I will say this may very well just be me, and some other people may find the movie great. No problem with that. I'm just saying I personally didn't connect with it, and I left the theater disappointed.